Good afternoon and welcome to another segment of Off the Cuff with Deb. Today, for probably the seventh time, I have Kathy with Fairway Mortgage, and we're going to talk about what I think is a very boring and actually kind of depressing subject, and I really don't know what she's going to say about it, but debt and credit. So pay attention. I think you have some things to say about that. So what about debt and credit, and why are we talking about debt and credit? I told you I wanted positivity on this show.
Okay, so let's talk about the positivity. Last week, we spoke with a millennial, Maritza, who was our camera person, and she had told us how she is going to be purchasing a home.
That's right.
So she is going to be doing that with the help of her family, and also the fact that she has great credit.
Okay.
She also was very conscientious about how she paid down her debt, DEPT. So let me tell you this. A lot of people, especially millennials, are living life today, which I understand. I used to do that, but not at the extent that they do.
What they're living life for today while they're not planning for their tomorrows.
That's right.
Maritza, think about that. I'm so proud of you. 23 years old and you're already planning home ownership. I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely. So what she's doing is, instead of spending money on VIP or whatever the case,
popping bottles.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm just saying.
She's saying, why should I spend money on that when I could take that money, save it, pay down my debt?
That's right.
Right? And or plan for the future.
Do you know how much it is for a VIP booth with a bottle?
I don't know.
$500.
Wow.
That's right.
I need to hang out with the right kind of people.
That's right. If you're going to do the booth and the bottle, it's $500 off the top.
So if you're doing that, what we're trying to tell you is that be careful. It's okay to live life. But if you're going to spend the $500, get 5 people to do it. That means $100 each.
That's right. So better management, better stewardship of finances.
That's right.
And especially if home ownership is your goal, which actually it should be if you're a millennial, because home ownership is really the only way to build the amount of equity it's going to take for you to live the lifestyle that you actually are deserving to live. The lifestyle that you say you want to live today is available for you tomorrow with the proper planning. And I know that debt and credit is a big part of that, because like my son, who is also a millennial, I keep talking to him daily about don't ruin your credit. Pay your bills on time. Make sure that you don't leverage your credit to the max. Like not more than 30% of a credit card, because the credit bureaus want to see that you have maintained good credit and you have a good payment history, right? So that they can qualify to buy.
Right. So basically what we want you to do is, we don't want you to reflect that you're living off your credit cards.
That's right.
So if you leave your balances, so let's do easy math.
Okay.
You have a $1,000 credit limit.
Okay.
Right? So we want you to have $300 that you may have spent on it.
That's
which
right.
means no
30%.
VIP that
That's
weekend.
right.
And if you do, make sure it's $100 for you and you share it with somebody else.
That's right.
So as you plan your future, right? Because we used to be young. We used to hang out and have fun. But don't get me wrong, we're women.
So first of all, I'm going to correct you because she used to be young, but I'm still young, because it's all a matter of the mind. So don't ever say that to me online. Okay, go ahead.
You got it. So, but it helps that we are females.
That's right.
So we do have to spend money, but not as much as most men would have to do. Because even though we live in a different society, at the end of the day, it's still a man's world. So we do expect you to give us our VIP. We do expect you to give us our VIP treatment.
It is not
treatment.
Okay.
Treatment. Okay. So I'm a young lady, right? I still want someone to open the door for me.
That's right.
Right. So those are all the little old-fashioned kind of things. But when it comes down to credit and debt, what we're trying to tell our millennials and older people, right, is that just be careful and be aware of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. If you're a person of a particular age, so millennials 18 to 34, not sure where you're at, so think about it. 10, 20 years from now, what do you want? Right? If you become a homeowner, guess what happens? We talked about equity before.
That's right.
So if you purchase something, let's say $300,000. You purchase something for $300,000 with an HOA condo, that's about $1,800 to $2,000 a month. That's what some people are paying now for rent.
That is what people are paying for rent. A 2-bedroom is $1,800.
Right. So 3 years from now, if we do the equity growth, right? You can have maybe $60,000 to $80,000 in equity, which is virtual income.
That's right.
Now, take that money. You can either buy the house that you really want.
That's right.
Right? And or stay where you're at and then get the tax benefits that we talked about before in order to have more cash flow every month.
That's right. And the tax benefits we talked about was the interest write-off, and of course any upgrades that you're going to do on your property at the end of the year, you get to write that straight off your income. So if you make $50,000 and you paid $20,000 of that in interest, that's a $30,000 tax basis that now you're getting taxed on, so you just save $20,000 of that tax. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, that's $6,000. So take that $6,000, divide it by 12. That's an additional $500 a month you just saved on your taxes.
VIP.
That's right. A penny saved,
Only
a
once
penny
a year.
worth. That's right. So buy a house so you can go in the VIP. Kathy, that was brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today on Off the Cuff Live with Kathy Sabater, and look forward to next week.